Hi, my name is Yvette, and I've made a decision to start journaling via video my episodes or my experience with PMDD. Um, so, PMDD is definitely not a new term for me. I was diagnosed about a couple of years ago. However, I dismissed it. I admit that I kind of felt like I was making excuses also. I thought I was depressed because there was so much going on. But I did spend the last, 6 months or so very confused. I did think that I was bipolar because my moods would shift. And the reason I thought I was bipolar is because I would have those manic dark moments, but then at the same time, those heightened happy moments. But then after doing some research, I realized that there's absolutely nothing eccentric or overly happy about me. So the definition of bipolar didn't fit with me. So after additional research and doing some very informal documenting, I realized that the doctor's most likely right, that I do have PMDD and that I've pretty much had it ever since I was a teenager. I remember having these episodes. But again, I thought because of the type of life that I had, that maybe that's why I was feeling certain ways. So, what really happened to me this month or so is I was in a relationship and I really cared for him, but it wasn't an easy relationship because he was in Massachusetts and we didn't really get to see each other much. Um, and I think that the times that we saw each other or we spoke on the phone, it wasn't always my best. There was a sense of insecurity about me, about the relationship, and that just made everything worse. And PMDD just kind of fell in there. And again, I was trying to explain it to him. I was trying to explain that something was wrong. I tried to talk to him about it as well, but he was a little dismissive. In the end, it didn't work out. In the end, he pretty much felt that I was making excuses, and I don't know, it kind of hurt because I think that I felt that way at one time, but I know now that it's not, that I'm not making excuses. So anyways, the whole point of this video is that I decided today is going to be the first day that I am going to be journaling via, I'm sorry, journaling via video, but at the same time, what I wanted to do is, I bought this journal today, and it's backwards, but anyways, it's a 16-month journal, and what I really wanted to focus on is capturing my symptoms day by day for the next 2 to 3 months, just to see if, in fact, the pattern that I think exists really does exist. I'm a visual person, so I think that this is important. Just in addition to that, I am on medication, and the goal is to get off the medication and try to improve my condition by healthy eating and exercise and just being happy overall. And I'm thinking if I can predict and be aware of what's going on, then I can probably try to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more manageable. So, on a personal note, this has been a very difficult month for me, especially because, again, apparently I'm making this up according to my boyfriend. So it only just kind of makes me feel like there really is no one that understands. And so I wanted to, if anybody's seeing this type of video or this video for the first time, I wanted to make people understand what exactly is I'm going through. So PMDD is really what they call jokingly PMS on steroids. However, I don't like to say that because I think it undermines what it actually is. There's a physical and a mental, emotional factor that take into play with respect to this dysfunction or disorder. I can have the physical symptoms, headaches, migraines, for the past 4 or 5 days. I have not been sleeping very well. I've had headaches almost every day, which is pretty consistent with the fact that my period is going to be here any day now or within the next 5 days or so. But the worst of the worst is not necessarily the physical symptoms. I think I can deal with those. What I cannot deal with are the dark emotionals, and this is really what I'm going to sit here and try to convey. It's hard to explain, but there's a period of 3 to 4, maybe 5 days, but it's usually like really strong in 3 days, where I am a wreck. I have so many thoughts. They're very dark thoughts. But even worse, for some reason, these dark thoughts, this what I feel is physical, it's emotional, but it's such an internal pain that it's kind of hard for me to describe. I think unless you actually have felt it before, you're not going to really know what I'm talking about. It's very bad. It's gotten so bad that it scared me, and I decided that, you know, if this is what I have and this is what I got to deal with, that I really have to do something about it. So today I noticed, since I am going to start recording all this, I did notice that I was not, well, it started last night. I was very, very emotional. And, you know, I just, thinking about everything, I feel kind of hurt, but more so I'm very emotional because, I don't know, just very sad, very angry, about everything that's happened, about everything that I feel. The problem is that even though I was with someone the past, you know, 3 or 4 months that we were together, I was still feeling this darkness and this internal pain. And I was trying to explain it to him. And when you have somebody that you care so much about who doesn't necessarily understand, listen, or even respect how you're feeling, that's pretty painful. And so now here I am. Every time I think about it, I feel pain. But even more so, or worse, the normal feelings that I would get during this time are here. And even though I'm aware of it and I try to kind of focus my mind away from it, it's not working. So I just have to be very careful as to how I approached the next few days, knowing that I feel this way. What I usually do is I stay in my room. You know, it's a cozy little room. It's a little messy right now, but it's a cozy little room, and I stay in here so that my son doesn't worry. Come in, baby.